Very good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure today to welcome Mr. Saurabh Agarwal, Vice President and General Manager at Avery Dennison, South Asia. We welcome you, Saurabh, on our platform.
Thank you, Jyotsna.
For the benefit of our viewers, we want to highlight more on the company profile. So, Avery Dennison is a material science and a manufacturing company which specializes in the design and manufacture of a wide variety of labeling and functional materials. Their expertise and scale enables them to deliver innovation, sustainable and intelligent solutions to customers all over the world. To have this discussion, we would like to start on the point of innovation, leadership, and technological advancement. We'll have the discussion with Saurabh in order to understand what keeps him driving such a global brand towards innovation, technology development, and advancement towards building more sustainable products. Over to you, Saurabh.
Thank you, Jyotsna. It's a pleasure to be here. Some of the terms that you have used are really close to our heart. This is something that defines us. This is something that we do every day. And the space in which we are operating itself is also transforming.
Right.
So we are part of the larger packaging ecosystem. In fact, two trends which are redefining the space. One is sustainability and one is digitization.
Right.
So historically, if you see, one will say packaging has also been a villain.
Right.
Because they contribute to some of the damage that happens to the environment. But is it really a villain? Not exactly. Because if there was no packaging, anything that you consume would not have been possible.
Right.
All the modern supply chains would not have been possible.
Right.
Moving product would not have been possible. And that's where we come in.
Right.
Because today sustainability is the core of every innovation that we do. And similarly, on the digitization side, we are also the world's largest RFID player.
Yes.
And that means that through our products, we are today able to make the packaging more intelligent.
Right.
And what it means is that historically, if the role of the packaging was to store products, to transport products, to make them look more beautiful, today it is enabling track and trace, brand security, better consumer engagement, and lot more.
Right.
Coming to innovation, we have a very well-defined framework around which we operate. The 4-tier framework that we have is Aspire, which is how do we aspire to solve the real problems that our customers are facing and our customers' are facing. Discover, how do we pick these problems from the ecosystem? And our front-end teams, our procurement teams, they're quite well-trained because in the conversations, they're supposed to discover these problems and bring them back to the organization. The choices that we make, what do we solve? Because of course we cannot solve everything and where can we make the maximum impact?
Right.
And the last one is mobilize, which is all about the culture, the internal culture, and works quite well for us.
Yes. I think the work and the passion speaks here. So it feels so great that with so many things happening, innovation, taking care of customers, targeting the sustainability agendas, I think that's huge what we are doing with all the products you have. Probably then I would like to ask that sustainability has been a focus for globally. Our mandates, we're talking about COP28 coming next and we have a lot of other things happening. How do you feel that you're aligning all your goals when we come to the CSR activities and other factors of sustainability?
Sure. So I'll take CSR separately and I'll pick first the sustainability piece. Again, sustainability, as I said, is something that's very close to our heart. We as a corporation were probably the front runners in publishing our 2030 sustainability goals. We call it Mission 2030.
Okay.
And as I said, that we were the early adopters. It's a stated public objective that by 2030, across the regions in which we operate, we will have all our standard products, which will have recyclable or renewable content. 100% of our sourcing will come from responsible sources. Our scope 1 and scope 2 emissions would be lower by 70% versus the 2015 baseline, irrespective of all the growth that we see during this period. And our scope 3 emissions would be lower by 30% versus the 2018 baseline. And we'll be 95% landfill free. This is something that's not only global, that's something that we live every day here. And in fact, I can give you many more examples. Like one of the latest example is that how our products, the labeling solutions that we provide are enabling the recyclability of the glass bottles. So earlier these bottles were not able to get recycled. But now what we are able to enable is that in the washing process, that label can come off very easily. And that means that suddenly you realize that there's a new stream of recyclability that gets established. Just one of the examples.
Yeah. Great. I think small examples starting from home to our business is what can bring a change, and that is where the example is being set by you. Do you want to talk a little more about the projects and all you're taking where you're using new tools and technologies?
Sure. You also had asked about the
CSR,
piece,
yes.
and I think I should cover that as well. Again, CSR is something, because the way we define our stakeholders, it's of course it starts with customers.
Customers, right?
Customers are very important for us. Our employees, they are a very important stakeholder in our journey and in our success. The communities in which we operate,
Yes.
and they are again something that's very close to our heart, and of course our shareholders, because they are an important stakeholders. Now, coming to communities, so we have a very well defined and well established CSR programs. We work with some of our NGO partners.
Okay.
So one of the partner is Read India,
Okay.
with whom we do. So we have a manufacturing location in Greater Noida, and we have a manufacturing location in Ranjangaon near Pune.
Okay.
So around those communities, we run community centers.
Okay.
We have a partnership with this NGO Magic Bus,
Okay.
which works very closely with the schools in that area
Okay.
to avoid the dropouts, and how do we make sure that we can, through our presence, we can make the lives of these kids better. Smile Foundation is another
Okay.
partner with whom we operate, and we have some pretty well established recycling programs which we run with our customers. So the waste in form of matrix waste and the liner waste that gets generated, and generally it ends up in a landfill. What we do is that how do we make sure that we can avoid it going from the landfill?
Wow.
So either it gets into the energy stream, or it gets into some form of a recycling stream.
Wow. So what do you think makes you different or stand you apart when you look at the CSR part, when talking about the customers or your clients? What is the difference you have?
It's a great sense of satisfaction that the lives, the thousands of lives that we are able to impact.
Change.
It definitely makes us very happy and a lot of satisfaction. In fact, one thing that I should also call out is for a lot of these programs, there's a lot of passion in our employees.
Wow.
So we have a measure that we track, that how many of our people did participate in these programs, and that number is pretty high. And so
I'm sure the graph is also rising.
it is. So people do their work, but they also find time. How can they contribute more to the society through these programs?
That's amazing. That's amazing, because we focus that when you talk about sustainability and CSR, the social, the governance factors are also very important apart from the environment factor we are looking at. So on all this process, do you feel there are certain challenges you're encountering when you want to work towards your business objectives and bring this change?
I'll not call them challenges, I'll call them opportunities. There's a lot that can be done. In fact, generally that's a mantra that we follow, that we'll focus on all that we control. We'll not focus on something that we don't control. It works well, and probably as a emerging market, India as a market and South Asia as a market, every challenge brings an opportunity, and probably we believe that we are quite well placed to capture those opportunities. We have been in this country for more than 25 years now. Last year we celebrated our 25th year.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very solid foundation. We take a lot of pride in being able to partner with the PS industry in this country, and it just looks like that the journey has just begun. There's so much that can be done.
I'm sure. Being 25 years in the market and understanding our economy, where we have a lot of resources, we have great entrepreneurs and all the talent here, how do you see and how you have been utilizing all that we have at the country level as a resource to bring the change?
I'll say there are a lot of set processes and tools which already exist in the organization. So the tiers that we have, one is of course the leadership team. Then we have something called extended leadership team, which is -1s. And then we have the next 100. So that's how we have tiered our talent. There are internal tools like LDR, wherein at the regular interval there are assessment that happens on the long-term potential of our people. IDPs, which is about what are those development areas that people need to work on beyond the scope of the work. Programs like ECP programs, which is an earlier career program, wherein we pick the graduates directly from the college. Women forums, So a lot of work happens around LNOD
Okay.
side. I'll also say that we have been reasonably successful in exporting a lot of talent outside India
Okay.
for a lot of global roles and the regional roles.
Okay.
So that, and probably with the growing might of India and the confidence in the talent that comes from this part of the world, it's only getting better.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. One last question, probably focusing on the packaging industry. So you want to talk for the benefit our audience that what is that one mention that you want to bring that's the change you're looking at maybe in the near future when you talk about the packaging industry and the products you have in the market?
I'll say packaging, the way I see packaging is part of the larger ecosystem. India is at the cusp of a major change. Like today, if you see, the per capita income here is $2,500, which is expected to double in next 7 to 8 years. The amount of transformation that it can bring can be unprecedented. And we also benchmark what we do here with what we do in the rest of the world. So there is a lot that will happen. And of course, packaging plays a very important role. As I said, that packaging, sometimes we don't appreciate how important packaging is. Anything that you're consuming is packed in a certain way.
Right.
And then, of course, our labeling solutions and our RFID solutions make this packaging a lot more richer and intelligent. If you're talking of, say, 20% of the medicines somebody quotes are fake,
Right.
today we have solutions that can solve it. If food waste is a problem, today there are solutions that can get solved.
Right.
So what I see the role of packaging only growing, and the sustainability and digitization going back to where we started would be the two key themes
Right.
that will really transform this space.
I'm sure, just ending on a note that we all are doing business end of the day. So how do you define that statement coming that sustainability marries profitability, means catering to your business needs but also to the environment?
There's no other way. That's the only way. It's very clear that what we have been consuming from Mother Earth is unsustainable. We cannot keep on drawing more than what we are able to replenish.
We need to get.
And today technology is allowing us to solve this problem. A lot of this nuisance that has got created, a lot of this damage that has got created has been happening unintentionally. Imagine if we intentionally want to solve it. It is solvable. And we as an organization understand our responsibility in doing that.
I think each one of us need to understand that it starts individually. First of all, that we need to be responsible towards our society. And this, of course, if organizations like Avery start thinking about it, we all can bring a change in this. Thank you so much for talking to us. It was pleasure talking, and I think we all have something to take from this discussion and out of the room when we go.
So thank you, Jasna. It's just such a pleasure to interact, and thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for joining us on the platform. Thank you.